Hi all. So in this session, we will check few more components that can be used in Talend and how they are being used in Talend. So let me first give you one scenario. Like suppose I have this file. This is my configuration file, which tells me that which all file I need to read one by one. So this configuration file, first of all, I need to read this configuration file, which tells me that which all are the input file for me. So I have the input file as abc.txt, xyz.txt, lmn.txt. It is present in Talend training input directory. Let me show you that input directory. So these all are the files. The abc contains content of abc file. This is what the content is. LML file contains the content of LML file, and xyz file contains the data as content of xyz file. So this is the data. So suppose my requirement is I need to read this configuration file. This configuration file contains the list of files that should be a input for me. I need to traverse through each and every file that is defined in this configuration file and do some activity on top of it. So how can I do that? So here to achieve this particular functionality, we have a component called tFlowToIterate. Let me quickly show you how tFlowToIterate works. So this is the Talend help guideline. So here you can see the tFlowToIterate. What is the use of tFlowToIterate? What it does, it reads the data line by line from input flow and stores the data entry for an iterative global variable. So what it does, it reads how many lines we have in that input file. It will read each of them line by line, and it will save that into some global variable which can be used later. So let's see how we can achieve this. So first of all, I'll be using a source file for me. So in the earlier session, we have checked multiple other source file like tFileInputDelimiter, t Excel file. So here I'll be using one more tFileInputFullRow. So I'll be using tFileInputFullRow. So what does this tFileInputFullRow does? It reads the entire content of the file row by row. It doesn't have any delimiter. So I'll be using tFileInputFullRow. So how the data I have in the config file. So this is the data. So this only contains a file name. So what I'll be using, I will be reading this entire content without any delimiter. I want to read this entire content. So as there is no such delimiter, I'll be using tFileInputFullRow, as it will be reading the full row as one column. Yeah. Then let me provide the file details. So I'll be providing the file name, where exactly the file is present. And here the row separator is /n. I don't have any header, I don't have any footer, and there is no limit. So I want to read all the data that is available in this particular file. So let me just check how the data comes. tLog row. Let's connect it to main. Now let's run this. So you can see this is the content of the file. It reads. And there are 3 files with the exact path in that file. So it is reading all of them. Now, so instead of this, I want to read this each and every line, line by line, and I want to do some operation on top of that file. So how can I do that? I'll be using tFlowToIterate. So here you can see it transforms the flow input link to an iterate. And we will connect this tFile full input with main. to tFlowToIterate. And after that, I'll be using a tJava component. And I will be linking this. If you do right click on tFlowToIterate, you will see there is one that is iterate. We don't have the main because it for each line it will be iterating the line that is reading from the source. It will be storing that in a global variable in an iterative manner. It will pass it to the output. So here it is a Java code I need to write. I just need to know that which line it has currently read. So let me write that piece of code. So how can I get the file name? What is the line that is currently reading? So I will be using plus I'll be using control space, and there will be few global variables for tFlowToIterate. You can see there are 4 global variable. So I want to read the line that it has read. So I'll be using this tFlowToIterate line. So current iteration will tell me that what is the iteration that it is running. Error message will tell me what is the error message, and the number line will tell me what is the number of line it has read. But I want to know what is the line it is currently reading. So I'll be using this line. Now let me run this. So here you can see I am getting the output like I'm currently reading this particular file. Okay. Now, so I want to now read these individual files, and I want to write the content into the console. So let me do that activity. I'll be using again the file input full row, and I will be using the log row. You'll connect this for t file input full row to the log row. Yeah. And from tJava, I'll be using on component OK to tFileInputFullRow. So once this tJava is completed, then tFileInputFullRow will, this set of subjob will be starting. So how the flow will be, it will be reading one line from here. It will read all the line from here. First line it will be storing here, and it will pass to tJava. Then it will send that data to the next set of subjob. Then once this complete set for first row is completed, it will again read the second line. It will again process this subset. Then again it will go to the third line, and again it will be processing the next set. So this is how it will go in a iterative manner. So if there are 4 lines that it is reading from the file, this set of process will be executed for 4 times. Now you can see there are 3 rows that we have read, and you can see 3 execution finished. So in an iterative manner, it has finished 3 execution. So let me, how can I know that which file I need to read? So in tJava, you can see I have already mentioned that which file I need to use. I will be using this global variable. So in this tFileInputFullRow, instead of this file name, I will be using the global variable. To get the global variable, I can use control space so that I can get the list of the global variables. Then you can just scroll and see we have tFlowToIterate1.line. So this is the file that I'm currently reading, and the data will be published in the tlog row that is in the console. I'll be using in a tabular format. Now let me run this job. Yeah. So now you can see I am This is the content of tjava. So this is what the message it is displaying. Then it is reading the data from abc.txt, and this is the content of that data, that is content. It shows that this abc.txt as the data is content of abc file. Then it is going to the next file. So you can see here, it has read 3 line. It got executed in an iterative manner, 3 line. So once first record is read, it will go here and it will process that. Then again it will fetch the second record, and it will go here, and again the third record, and it will go here. And now the data is something like this. So I read the second record. This is the content. In tjava, it's displaying that it is reading the third record, and this is the content. I hope this session is helpful. If it is informative, then please like and share the video and subscribe the channel. Thank you.